The Galápagos Islands, Spanish, Islas Galápagos, form a stunning archipelago of volcanic origins in the eastern Pacific Ocean, straddling the equator about 900 kilometers, 560 miles, west of the South American mainland. Belonging to Ecuador, they make up the Galápagos province, which had a population of just over 33,000 as of 2020. This province is divided into three main cantons: San Cristobal, Santa Cruz, and Isabela, the largest and most populated islands in the chain. The islands are renowned worldwide for their unique ecosystem and the extraordinary number of endemic species, famously studied by Charles Darwin during his voyage aboard the HMS Beagle in the 1830s. Darwin's observations here inspired his groundbreaking theory of evolution by natural selection, forever linking the Galapagos to scientific discovery and natural wonder. Today, these islands are protected as part of Ecuador's Galápagos National Park and Marine Reserve. Despite their remote location, there is no solid evidence that Polynesians or indigenous peoples from South America ever reached the islands before their recorded discovery by Spanish Bishop Tomás de Berlanga in 1535. Harsh conditions, including the scarcity of fresh water, likely prevented any early human settlement. Even the Spanish Empire largely ignored the islands, though pirates of the 17th century used them as a base to raid Spanish vessels along the Peruvian coast. During this era, invasive species like goats and black and brown rats were introduced, causing considerable damage to the fragile ecosystems. Later, British sailors took the lead in mapping the region, with Darwin's famed expedition being part of a broader British survey of South American coasts. In 1832, while Darwin was still exploring, Ecuador, having recently gained independence from Spain and separated from Gran Colombia, formally annexed the islands. José de Villamil, a key figure in Ecuadorian naval history, spearheaded the efforts to colonize and rename the islands, replacing the original English names with Spanish ones. During World War II, the U.S. constructed the first airport on the islands as part of its defense of the Panama Canal. Following the war, the airport's control was handed over to Ecuador. Today, as tourism continues to grow, particularly ecotourism, the airport has been modernized with sustainable practices in mind. It now accommodates around 300,000 visitors each year, with an infrastructure powered largely by renewable energy sources and built using recycled materials. The Galápagos Islands owe their name to the giant tortoises that once thrived in vast numbers on the islands. The term Galapago in Spanish originally referred to turtles, and within Ecuadorian Spanish, it has come to symbolize the island's majestic tortoises. The name first appeared as Insulae de los Galápagos, Islands of the Turtles, in Abraham Ortelius's famous 1570 map Theater of the Lands of the World. Pronounced Islas Galápagos, in most Spanish dialects, locals articulate it differently, reflecting the region's unique linguistic variation. Over the centuries, these enchanted islands have been known by other names, including the Enchanted Isles, Islas Encantadas, due to the tricky winds and currents that sailors encountered. In 1832, after Ecuador formally claimed the islands, they were sometimes called the Archipelago of Ecuador, Archipelago del Ecuador, or the Equator Archipelago, Archipelago del Ecuador. In 1892, marking the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's voyage, the archipelago was briefly renamed the Columbus Archipelago, Archipelago del Colón. From a geological perspective, the Galápagos Archipelago is a remarkable hotspot of volcanic activity. Positioned at the Galápagos Triple Junction, the islands are situated on the Nazca Plate, which is steadily moving east-southeast, sinking under the South American Plate. The islands continue to form as they rest atop the Galápagos hotspot, where the Earth's crust melts due to intense pressure from the mantle below. This geological process has shaped the islands over millions of years, with the oldest islands now submerged beneath the ocean while the youngest, like Isabella and Fernandina, are still actively forming. Volcanic activity in the Galápagos is dynamic and ongoing, characterized by eruptions from both mantle plume sources and the asthenosphere. The islands lack a well-defined rift zone, leading to significant volcanic inflation before eruptions. For instance, Sierra Negra on Isabella Island saw a 240 cm uplift between 1992 and 1998, erupting in 2005. While Fernandina Island experienced a 90 cm uplift, last erupting in 2009. These volcanoes are unique compared to those of the Hawaiian Islands, with more frequent eruptions, closer volcano spacing, and larger calderas. The western islands, such as Fernandina, host some of the tallest and youngest volcanoes, while those to the east are older and smaller, with more diverse rock compositions. The Galápagos Islands are spread over a vast area, comprising 18 main islands, 3 smaller islands, and 107 islets and rocks. Together, they cover 7,880 square kilometers of land and around 45,000 square kilometers of ocean. The largest island, Isabella, covers nearly 3/4 of the land area, with its highest point, Volcan Wolf, standing at 1,707 meters, 5,600 feet, above sea level. This archipelago is a geological marvel, with 9 active volcanoes that have erupted 24 times between 1961 and 2011. The youngest islands continue to grow as volcanic activity persists, creating an ever-evolving landscape. The Galápagos remains a region of unparalleled natural beauty and scientific importance, a living laboratory of evolution where both the landscapes and ecosystems tell the story of a planet in constant change.